Oh, I think it's coming. I think the baby's coming.
Lil Nas X is a hot mess. What is all this nonsense? Okay, so my thing is, I have to give a disclaimer. Every time I talk about Lil Nas X, I have to give a disclaimer because there's so many homophobic people that watch him and they get upset because of he's gay. 100% do not agree with anyone that comes for Lil Nas X for his sexuality. That's completely ridiculous to me. My issue with him is the trivialization of the female experience. And I've seen it a lot. Men do this a lot. Men do this a lot across all fields. Now, you see this video, he's pregnant, it's funny, they did it in other TV shows prior, it's funny. People don't understand that women go through a lot with childbirth. First of all, women go through a lot having periods and cramps that men just wouldn't even understand the experience. Some people are throwing up, some people are having a terrible experience, people are in agony. And when you see those period cramp simulators that women go through and men take it, they can't even fathom the pain.
We tried a period cramp simulator.
Bro, that shit making my shit. Stop. There's no way you're fucking walking around like that.
So pregnancy is no joke. And these days, so many people are having huge side effects from pregnancies. People are having huge side effects from pregnancies. Some people are losing their hearing. Some people are losing their sight. Some people are going bald. There's so much postpartum things and you don't find out about it until after you've had the child. So imagine carrying this child for 9 months and essentially taking a whole year off of your life, going through all those pains of being pregnant. That's one thing, right? To giving birth, that's another pain that's actually ridiculously difficult. Then on top of that, once you've had the child, you might go bald, you might go blind, you might lose your hearing. Some people lose their teeth. So trivializing this experience that women go through, it's a common thing that has been done in media and in society for a very long time. And I don't know if it's just like ignorance or childishness when it comes to Lil Nas X doing that, but it's kind of like, it's not appreciated and it's irritating to watch, him simulate this birth. And I get it, making an album is difficult, being a creative is difficult, especially getting to the extent that he's gotten into of being a creative. It's extremely, very few people will understand the difficulty it takes. But anyone that's sort of successful in their own field, you might not be a huge celebrity, but you've gone through a lot of trauma probably, or I know less hard work to get to where you're going. But let's just understand that you're not losing teeth, you're not losing your sight, you're not losing your hearing. So let's just be a little bit more considerate about the images or the way that you appropriate the female experience. And I say this because, a lot of men will sort of try and dismiss this idea. A lot of men will sort of like, oh, well, whatever. But you have to understand, when it comes to society, if you notice, men are always praised for their experiences and women's experiences are trivialized. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. It really pushes this video out in the algorithm and encourages me to make more videos. This video is brought to you by Brand Video Pros Members Lab, an online course that helps brands and influencers scale their influence and sales. So let's begin. And this is the same reason why, men that take traditionally female roles in society typically are more successful than women. The most famous chefs are men, but women are expected to cook and clean, right? Most famous chefs are men. The biggest makeup gurus and influencers online are men. Biggest fashion designers, people that own fashion houses, the biggest ones are men. You see what I'm saying? So when a man does it, when a man appropriates something that's typically female, well, they're praised for it. They're taken to the sky for it. But when a woman does it, whatever. So people trivializing, you'll never, as a man, you'll never understand what period cramps are like. You'll never understand what childbirth is like. So at least you understand the trauma that women are going through. And I've just discussed how people are losing literally their health because of it. Have some sympathy, and let's not trivialize the female experience. Another one I want to bring up, which is kind of controversial in a way, but when you look at Caitlyn Jenner, when the year that she transitioned, and she was given Woman of the Year, well, can you imagine in that you're even saying that men are so much better than women that like you can become a woman and get the best and be awarded for transitioning into a woman. There aren't other women in the world that you could have given that to, but no, hey, this white rich man became a woman, so let's give him Woman of the Year. That was Glamour magazine in 2015 or 2014. Come on. So I guess the whole point of this video is let's be more mindful about the female experience. Let's not try and appropriate the female experience, and let's just have like more conscious media. So, I mean, I don't really have any issues with Lil Nas X. I love his album. It's a great album. It reminds me of Nicki Minaj, her first album, Pink Friday. Very similar in feeling, very similar in the style, like his singing and rapping, the colors, the fantasy. Like, I can see that he's really been inspired by her, and apparently he is a Barb, which is like her fan base. So it is what it is. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the whole Lil Nas X. Love his stuff, love the content he makes. But I just think, the trivialization of the female experience, and, I added him in my previous video about the over-sexualization of Black femininity. And yes, a lot of, his dance moves, a lot of his stuff is very female. And yes, a lot of the gay community appropriate female experiences, especially with this, the dancing and the twerking. A lot of that does happen. But at the end of the day, let's just remember that, look, inequality is inequality. It doesn't matter whether it's gender equality, sexual inequality, or even racial inequality. All inequality sort of participates in this idea of divide and conquer. So putting like women against gay people or Black people against gay people, it's kind of a crabs in a barrel mentality. So we should all understand that we're, as unequal people in society, we're all sort of experiencing the suffering from society that says, well, you're inferior because you're a woman, you're inferior because you're gay, you're inferior because you're Black. This ideology, it's all the same. So when we're fighting for equality, we need to be fighting always, every way. We need to unite, and we need to fight it on all fronts. So this is obviously, this video is just to offer perspective to people to understand, look, trivializing the female experience, it's not appreciated. It's not. And a lot of women might not even understand the issues with stuff like this, but let's be more mindful with our media. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the whole Lil Nas X situation. Let me know your thoughts. Please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace.